When Claire left that night, she didn't slam the door. She didn't cry, didn't shout, didn't even look back. She just stood there with her suitcase in hand and said quietly, "I can't do this anymore, Michael. I found someone who makes me feel alive again." Alive. That word clung to me like the faint scent of her perfume on the hallway rug. Our twins were upstairs, asleep, unaware that their mother was walking out to chase a new version of herself. At first, I told myself it was temporary, a phase. Maybe she'd come back once the thrill faded, once reality set in. The bills, the diapers, the mornings without laughter. But weeks passed, then months. The calls stopped. Only her lawyer reached out. The divorce went through easier than I expected. I didn't fight for much, just full custody of the kids. She didn't contest it. She wanted freedom, not family. People told me I should hate her, but I didn't have the energy for hate. Between daycare drop-offs, sleepless nights, and work deadlines, there wasn't time to feel much of anything. The house was quiet, too quiet. Claire posted pictures online with her new man, Thomas. He looked like the kind of guy who owned too many leather jackets and said things like, "Follow your heart." I scrolled past the photos, numb. Sometimes the twins would ask, "When's Mommy coming home?" And I'd say, "She's busy right now, sweetheart." It wasn't a lie, just not the kind of truth they needed to hear. A year passed. I'd started rebuilding. Work was stable. The kids were thriving, and I could finally smile without forcing it. Then one evening, Claire called. Her voice was soft, almost nostalgic. "Hey, Michael, how are you?" That tone people use when they remember something they left behind. Not a person, but convenience. "I'm fine," I said. "Kids are good. What's going on?" She sighed. "I know it's been a while and I've made mistakes. Thomas and I were trying to build something real, but things are tight right now." "Tight?" I asked, already sensing where this was heading. "Yeah, Thomas lost his job a few months ago, and we got a baby on the way. The rent's gone up, and, well, I was wondering if you could help us out a bit. You've always been good with money." I waited for the punchline that never came. "You're asking me," I said slowly, "to send you money so you and the man you left me for can live comfortably?" "It's not like that," she said quickly. "I'm not asking for me. It's for the baby. You know how hard it is raising a family." Something inside me broke, not from anger, but from realization. For years, I carried the guilt of not being enough, not exciting enough, not romantic enough. And now, the woman who traded her vows for adrenaline was asking for my help to sustain her new fantasy. I could almost hear her voice again from the night she left. "I can't do this anymore." She was right, but now neither could I. "I'm sorry, Claire," I said quietly. "You made your choice. You left your family to start a new one. I'm not going to fund your freedom. I already paid for it once." There was silence on the line, just her breathing, shaky and uncertain, like she was realizing how far she'd fallen. Before she could speak, I ended the call. For the first time in years, I didn't feel abandoned. I felt free. The days that followed were peaceful in a way I hadn't known before. I expected guilt to return, that ache that used to make me second-guess everything. But it never came. Instead, there was calm. And in that calm, I felt something new, balance. The house didn't feel empty anymore. It felt alive again. The twins' laughter filled the halls like sunlight. A week later, an email arrived. Subject, "Please read." It was from Claire. She wrote about regret. How Thomas wasn't who she thought he was. How the thrill faded once real life returned. She said she missed my Sunday pancakes. The kids running to greet her after work. Then came the real reason. We're being evicted. I don't have anywhere to go. Can we talk? I stared at the screen for a long time. My heart tugged one way, my mind another. Part of me remembered the woman I'd once loved. The other part remembered the night she walked away. I didn't reply. Instead, that weekend, I took the twins to the park. They fed ducks, chased bubbles, laughed until their cheeks were red. For the first time, I thought maybe this is enough. Maybe healing isn't about fixing what's broken, but learning to live without it. That night, a knock came at the door. I knew it was her. When I opened it, Claire stood there, smaller somehow, Not just thinner, but stripped of the confidence she used to wear like armor. "Michael," she whispered. I didn't know where else to go. Behind her stood a duffel bag and a toddler clutching a stuffed rabbit, the baby she left us for. I let her in, not because I wanted to, but because my kids deserved to see what consequences look like. She sat on the couch, eyes darting around like she was walking through a museum of her past. "I made a mistake," she said. Thomas left. He said he couldn't handle the stress. "I can't find work, and I don't have family nearby." I thought maybe I'd rescue you again. I finished for her. Tears welled in her eyes, but I'd seen enough of those to know they didn't always mean remorse. Sometimes they were just another kind of manipulation. "Claire," I said softly, "when you walked away, you didn't just leave me, you left them. They cried for you every night. I told them you loved them. I protected your image because I didn't want them to hate you. But you don't get to come back just because life got hard." She covered her face. "I know. I don't deserve anything. But please, just a few weeks, until I figure something out." I looked at the baby. He couldn't have been more than a year old, innocent, unaware of the chaos around him. I went upstairs, grabbed a few blankets, and set them near the door. "You can stay the night," I said. "Tomorrow, I'll help you find a shelter. You need to start over, Claire. For real this time. Not with someone else's help, but with your own choices." She nodded through her tears. It wasn't the answer she wanted, but it was the one she needed. The next morning, I watched her leave again. But this time, there was no bitterness, only closure. The twins waved from the window as her cab disappeared down the street. "Is Mommy coming back this time?" my son asked. I smiled softly. "She's got her own story to finish, buddy. We've got ours." That night, after they fell asleep, I sat on the porch and thought about how love changes shape over time. Sometimes it turns into distance. And maybe that's okay. Because sometimes the kindest thing you can give the person who broke you isn't another chance. It's the freedom to face what they created. For years, I thought the worst day of my life was the day Claire left. But it wasn't. It was the day I stopped believing I could live without her. Now I finally can. And saying no wasn't cruelty. It was peace.